the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Sir, Okopiemu or Obuasi East Niger Aba the ama NPP amanyukuo na NSA Jebeka a call about was no a say Obuasi East initially EC official no at Woho eba be declare Samuel Aboagye a ono a parliamentary candidate a na ojinam dema NDC amanyukuo no as winner na Electoral Commission eba be press conference and odeba be to just say EC official no one ewo no e de ba beto na nim se even na polling stations ahodo ni nyina akra enya emba nwie nanso NDC amanyokuo no youth no e force no e no no etimi e declare abrantie a ye frɛ no Samuel Aboagye as winner na after say EC etimi nullify na say yanya Recounting no e na one e sha ase say one air kind foforo na one e sha ase say one air kind foforo no and NPP amanyukuo no parliamentary candidate no ejinamu ewo Patrick Boachi Jiadom etimi enya 18,558 votes and NDC amanyukuo no candidate a ono nso ejinam Samuel Aboagye nso etimi enya 18,549 votes trese NPP PC no a ewo ho no etimi etwin NDC amanyukuo no PC nim just 9 votes nanso na NDC amanyukuo na timi adina EC official na konso amono etimi declare seat no etimi de ama NDC amanyukuo no parliamentary candidate a owo ho a menewo eka say de eyade se EC official ho etimi atrese Patrick Aboagye a ogina muma NPP amanyukuo no na edinkunim na yankonyenko ye video ne kakra wa bra na EC official no etimi declare parliamentary candidate a ono etimi owo Obuasi East edema NPP amanyukuo no as winner.
So I have the honor to declare Patrick Boachi Adom of NPP as the parliamentary member of parliament elect for Obuasi East. If you consider the results, I have the honor to declare Patrick Boachi Adom of NPP as the member of parliament elect for Obuasi East. Thank you so much.
Please. Jean Adukwe-Mensah has been talking and she has brought significant fingers to be typing on social media. We are all typing. Why is she trending? She's trending because today she held a press conference. Now the press conference, she outlined certain things. Why did she have to hold a press conference? The election of 7th December is over. The presidential election results have been declared. The winner in the person of John Dramani Mahama, the candidate of the NDC, has been fully announced. The transition has been set in motion with the incoming administration and the outgoing administration. There's some tough quarrel at the transition, but that's a different matter. That does not concern Jean Mensah. She's announced the results for the presidential election and transition is going on. She, however, is not completing the results of the 276 members of parliament. As it looks, the NDC have an overwhelming majority, but the NDC are looking to the conclusion to see whether they can actually secure 2/3 of the vote. That's what the NDC are looking for. Now, if the NDC are not able to get 2/3 of the vote, they will still have an overwhelming majority, but they will lack the 2/3 of the vote. For that to happen, the NPP must win 33-point-something% of the 276. This is more than 1/3. Now, there are 9 or so seats left. If the NPP were to pick up all the 9 seats left, there's the 9 seats left. Thank you very much, producer. Electoral Commission rejected constituency results, parliamentary results, Greater Accra region. Those that are outstanding, Domiko Abenya, Ablekuma Central, Okaikwe Central, Ablekuma North, and Tema Central. Let me use this opportunity to say something that I was saying before the election. Viewers, you see the point I was making when we were saying that the Electoral Commission needs to amend the names of the constituencies. You remember we made that point. Now here we are tonight. Viewers, you're all asking me. I know you're asking me in your head, where is Okaikwe Central? You're asking me that. Where is it? I don't know. Where is Ablekuma North? I don't know. But Tema Central, straight away your mind goes to somewhere. Domiko Abenya constituency, straight away your mind goes to somewhere. If they say Osuklote, your mind goes to somewhere. If they say Bantama, your mind goes to somewhere. They say Ejusu Jabe, your mind goes somewhere. Kwadraso, your mind goes somewhere. In Shaiso, your mind goes to somewhere. Ofori Chrome, you know what it is. Kofori Dia, you know what it is. Achim Chebi. But what is Okaikwe Central? Where is it? Who is the MP there? I now have to break it down. So let's all join the clarion call. The Electoral Commission must name the names of the constituencies by the towns that make that constituency. Dome and Kwabenya is one constituency. So it's called Dome Kwabenya. So Kole Klote should be called Osu Adabraka Asalam Down. Clear, we get it. Now they say Okaikwe Central. Please, Okaikwe Central, is it Baba Siddiq? Is it, which one is Okaikwe Central? That's the point. But anyway, these are the constituencies. Dome and Kwabenya constituency, we all know is Michael Kwe Jr., that's the NDC candidate. Okaikwe Central, I'm not sure. Ablekuma North, I'm not sure. Tema Central, we know what it is. Ashanti region, Ahafua North South, they are looking for it. Ahafua North, they are looking for it. Obuasi East, they are looking for it. Bono East region, Techiman South, they are looking for it. Eastern region, in Samam Aduajiri, they are looking for it. Now, these are the constituencies that the Electoral Commission says they are not conclusive to be able to discuss the parliamentary issue. Now, the issue here is this. The NDC are saying that in 2020's elections, the Electoral Commission told them that once a declaration has been made about the winner, you have to go to court. So the Electoral Commission, the NDC is reminding the Electoral Commission that this is what you said. You said that once a declaration has been made, you go to court. Okay, what's the difference now? Now, Gina Dukwe-Mensah is saying that even though declarations were made on the occasion for these 9 constituencies, those declarations have been made invalid or have been invalidated by reason of the duress under which these declarations were made. In the circumstances, one cannot say that the Electoral Commission has declared these results and therefore the next line of action is court. I didn't see Abu Jinapo sit in here. Can somebody, producer, can you check about Damongo? What's the status of Damongo right now? Is it declared for the NDC or is it declared for the NPP? I'm expecting that it's declared for Samuel Abu Jinapo. Congratulations to him. Okay, so Samuel Abu Jinapo confirmed. It's been declared in favor of Samuel Abu Jinapo for the Damongo seat. So that's an NPP seat. All right. So Electoral Commissioner is saying that in these 9 constituencies, I have not declared. I have declared, but I'm withdrawing my declaration so that I can count it well. In the circumstance, it doesn't show up as one that has been declared. I think that's the contention now. NDC says you have declared, so the next action is court. Electoral Commission says I have declared, but I am withdrawing my declaration. In fact, I have withdrawn my declaration. I want to do a recollation to be sure that the decision of the people, the desires of the people have been correctly counted. The desires of the people as expressed in the ballot box has been correctly accounted for. That's what the Electoral Commission wants to do, that the desire of the people expressed through the ballot box has been correctly accounted for. Now, this is the Electoral Commission's position. NDC says no. This afternoon, Gina Dukwe-Mensah mounted the podium to have a press conference. The chairperson of the Electoral Commission found it necessary to have a press conference on this matter because it's very, very important. These are some of the things she said.
And the political parties were notified accordingly. In spite of police presence at our regional offices, the collation process was once again disrupted and taken over by political party leaders and supporters, and the results declared for both constituencies without due process being followed. In the case of Okaikwe Central, a winner was declared without collating results from 31 polling stations. In the case of the Ablekuma North constituency, a winner was declared without collating results from 62 polling stations. This is unacceptable. It is important to note that the declarations made by our staff were made under threat, and the Commission considers this as illegal. Those declarations, as well as others that have gone on in other constituencies, will not be upheld by the Commission. Dear citizens, it is for this reason that the Commission met with the Ghana Police Service once again to re-examine the nature of the security arrangements being provided by the police. The Commission was desirous to protect its staff as well as its electoral collation process. Following the engagement with the police, it was agreed that the Tesano Police Depot would be used as the collation center for all outstanding collations, including Ablekuma North, Ukankwe Central, Tema Central, Domikwa Benya, Nsawam Aduajiri, Ekwetia, Fantiakwa North, Suhum, Techiman South, Obuasi East, Ahafo Ano North, Ahafo Ano South West. The political parties were duly informed once again to nominate 2 agents per constituency to observe the collation process. Unfortunately, the collation process for only 3 constituencies were successfully completed, and they are Akwetia, Fantiakwa North, and the Suhum constituencies. The returning officers in all the 3 constituencies I have just mentioned were allowed for the first time to carry out their work without interference. This enabled them to complete the collation and declare the true outcomes of the election. Though the collation for the Nsawam Aduajiri at the police depot was well advanced on Thursday, the 12th of December 2024, the parties agreed to put the collation on hold until the following day, which was Friday, the 13th of December 2024. Unfortunately, the collation did not take place in spite of the presence of our teams at the collation center, that is the Tesano Police Depot. This was because the Ghana Police Service informed the Commission that their intelligence reports showed that party supporters were planning to besiege the police depot. They thus advised that the process be discontinued.
So that was Gina Dukwe-Mensah. That's what she said. So she claims that there's going to be recollation of these 9 constituencies. As of now, the NDC count all of these 9 as part of theirs, I believe. This is someone's seat. Is that not the one for Anodon Prayer that videos show him walking away dejected, having sort of conceded defeat, or he had lost or something like that? So almost all of these instances, I believe that Okaikwe Central is Baba Siddiq and Patrick Boame's contest as well. And that one too, Baba Siddiq has granted interviews on radio where he has accepted that he's been the victorious candidate, and he has also threatened that no amount of recollation will do anything, etc., etc. So we wait to see what happens. We wait to see what happens. Now, somebody sent me a text. Let's have the people there again, the team in the oral. That text, I mean, it's going out on social media, and they said, I'll read it to you in a minute. Give me the list of the Ablakwas committee. Yeah, thank you. So, the person said, it's here. It's here. And he said that, please, I've seen this on social media, but I still want you to read it on Good Evening Ghana. It has been used by some stations already. He said, okay, it's an NPP thing. They talk about, I said, okay, let's go through the leaders of the committee. Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa, the same man who was prosecuted by Martin Amidu for Isofoten corruption for $1 million, the chairman of the committee. That's what he says. Then he comes to, he continues with Martin Pegbu. He says, Martin Pegbu, Paul, you yourself have said on TV and quoted the High Court ruling where Martin Pegbu was found for stealing somebody's book, Intellectual Property. That's what it says about Martin Pegbu. Then he says, Raymond Archer, the man who bought state land at Trade Fair for 100 cedis. 100 cedis? And put his private company on it and was making business. Oh, I know that story. I interviewed Raymond on Good Evening Ghana. Did he buy it for 100 cedis? I don't know what arrangement he had, but yes, he had his company at Trade Fair. McDan and the Trade Fair people went to break it. He came on Good Evening Ghana. We had an interview. But the person says, a man who bought government land for 100, well, it says government land, his company was there, but I don't think that he bought it for 100 cedis. I don't know. Okay. And then he goes on to say, Kofi Boakye, Paul, again, were you not one of the journalists who covered the Georgiana Wood Committee where Kofi Boakye was questioned for his alleged involvement in drug dealing, and following that, the police service actually suspended him and changed his position from Director of Operations to head of education, the little education unit near the license office. That's where his office was. And he was suspended for 1 year before he came back to that one. I covered the Georgina Wood. Yeah, it's true. I covered the Georgina Wood. Some of you are young, you don't know, but there was a Georgina Wood committee set up in 2007 or 6, I think, about this MV Benjamin cocaine scandal. I mean, in those days, I used to talk to Raymond Nacha quite a bit because he knew about the scandal. I used to talk to him quite a bit about that. Okay, so, and then who else? He said, finally, Domelevo, who had a moral deficiency for accepting an appointment from a president who had lost election, and then proceeded to forge his age and was exited from the government by being alleged to have forged his age. Are these the people who are going to follow corruption and chase it for President Mahama? God help Ghana, he says. I'm not sure whether all of those things are correct. But anyway, so that's the conversation. So this committee don't have legal legitimacy. They don't. So they are going to, if I know of corruption, I call one of them, Kofi Boachi, whom I know. Whose number do I have here? I think it's only Kofi Boachi. Maybe Raymond Nacha, yeah. So I called them and I said, I want to come before your committee. I go, I said, hey, good morning. How are you? Please, my name is Paul Adumoch. I know that the former minister of this, he has a house at Adenta. And when you go into that house, I went for a party there. He has a swimming pool behind the house. And under the swimming pool, he has money there. You have to go and collect it. I don't know where he got the money from, but I'm sure that he has stolen it. I'm sure it's. So you have to go and collect it. Then they'll write it down. They write the name of the person, and then that's it. Then I leave. Then they'll ask me that, what is the basis? Do you have this? I come. I said that I know someone who works at ECG. And he told me that when they were importing the meters, the board chairman, he brought his own company. It is for him. And that company is the one that imported. Hey, what's the name of the company? The name of the company is Nyamele Woke Enterprise. Okay, good. Nyamele Woke Enterprise. Who is the owner? It's for the board chairman of ECG. He's the one who owns that company. I know, Pa. Do you know how I know? Because his driver came there and I took the checkbook and I looked and his name was in it. The Nyamele Woke Enterprise, his name was there. It's for the board chairman. Okay, they collect the information. Then another person comes says this. So President Mahama is saying that they are going to collect all that information. They will gather it as evidence and then hand it over to IYOKO, a special prosecutor, the Attorney General's department. All of those are legitimate state institutions that can then go to Registrar General. In fact, this committee cannot write to Registrar General. They don't have a locus to write anything to Registrar. They can't write to anybody. They can't write to GRA. They can't do anything. So when President Mahama is inaugurated, as he says, this committee will now gather the evidence. Now, this is how serious it is. If President Mahama becomes, when President Mahama becomes president on 7th January, and he wants to set up a committee like this, under the Constitution, the President of Ghana is allowed to set up commissions of inquiry and committees of inquiry. That process goes through Parliament. So the President will write to Parliament and say that I'm setting up a commission of inquiry. I like it to go through Parliament. I'm setting up the commission for this purpose. There will be a set terms of reference. There will be everything in there. It's not a wide set of reference that if you know that somebody has stolen, come and tell us. No. When it goes to Parliament, they will have a terms of reference. And then the President will make proposal of the names of people who should go on that committee. Any Ghanaian can challenge any of those names. So when the President is in opposition, he can just set up this, is fine. But when he becomes president, he can't set up committee of inquiry, commission of inquiry, without the laid down due process. Now, what's a commission of inquiry? That's what they set up. I also West Wogon. You remember that? The one who went to Emil Short and some people, set up by the president, through Parliament, approved by Parliament. The other one, National Truth and Reconciliation Committee, set up by Kufuor way back. Some of you may be too young to remember. It went through Parliament. So presidents of Ghana, their role is outlined in the 1992 Constitution. When they want to set up a committee or a commission of inquiry, and lawyers know that there's a difference between a committee of inquiry and a commission of inquiry, go and watch B.A.J. Darocha, he will tell you. There's a major world of difference between commission of inquiry and committee of inquiry. It came up in the 1969 Constitution and all of that. So lawyers know that. So presidents cannot just set up committee. Now, when he sets up the committee, pursuant to the provisions on the laid down rules, any Ghanaian can say, but Mr. President, if you are setting up a committee for corruption, why is this man on it? And that challenge to that committee of inquiry would be entertained because he's Ghanaian. And the president, in setting up a commission of inquiry, is doing that in exercise of the powers conferred on him by the Constitution, which powers are conferred on him by the social contract, which powers are conferred on him by the citizens of Ghana through the ballot box. Therefore, he cannot set up a committee outside the laid down rules of procedure. He would have to do that. This committee can be set up anyhow he wants. But once he's president and he says, I want to set up a committee of inquiry, commission of inquiry, he has to do it according to the rules. And Ghanaians can challenge the people that he puts on it, because he's setting up the committee pursuant to an authority that is drawn from the ballot box, from the will of the people of Ghana. I think we are done on that.